Welcome in, everybody. We're going to explore what the motive was behind this Austin Drummond guy. Man, oh man, the world is just getting crazier. There's not enough cases to keep up with. There's not enough time to keep up with all the cases, rather. So I guess it was yesterday, the day before, this four people were found murdered just after this gentleman, Austin Drummond, dropped off a 7-month-old baby, left it to people on someone's lawn, and somehow notified authorities the baby would be there. From what I understand, the baby was dehydrated, but alive. And then they found out that the baby's mother, father, uncle, and grandmother were all deceased. They knew this Austin Drummond guy, who police suspect was responsible for murdering the 4 people and driving the baby 40 miles away to safety, the 7-month-old infant. He was just released from the Tennessee prison system back in September of 2024, despite the fact he served 10 years in jail, I believe it was, for armed robbery, and while in prison attempted to murder another person in there. Not really any details on whether it was another inmate or security. However, he has outstanding attempted murder charges, and yet he was released on bond. And he also is notoriously connected to some violent gang members, both in and outside the prison system. So not sure if he's getting help. What was the motive behind this? We're going to deep dive into the cards. Why did he do this? Because rumors are the grandmom who was murdered was 38, very young family. The baby's mom was 20, baby's dad 21, and the baby's uncle was 15, and they were all murdered. And apparently this Austin Drummond was dating grandma's sister. Get this. Grandma's sister was a prison guard or corrections officer. I'm sorry. A corrections officer. Did she have any say on whether he was released? Anyways, they trusted him. What's a corrections officer doing dating a prisoner? Kind of concerning, very concerning, especially one who has charges outstanding for attempted murder while in prison and ties to violent gang members. Not the most best judge of character, I guess. Astute at judging character. So let's watch this video. If you're not familiar with the case, they spotted his Audi yesterday, and just earlier today found his truck also associated with his crimes. And then we're going to pull the cards and figure out what led this guy to want to do this. Like, was this something that gang members in jail hired him to do? Was this, it was clearly planned. This family was attacked deliberately. Was it planned, rather, that, he meant to attack these people? He knew them. But was it premeditated, planned, or was it in the moment? Let's dive into the video and then pull the cards.
I'm sure he knows now that everybody's looking for him. I'm sure he's seen it somewhere.
People across the Mid-South are on edge tonight after the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation identified the man they say murdered 4 people in one family. The TBI telling Fox 13 he's 28-year-old Austin Robert Drummond, and they are desperate to capture the accused mass murderer. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Daryl Green. Darcy Thomas is off this evening. Now, Fox 13 has live team coverage tonight in this now statewide investigation. It all started just after 3 yesterday afternoon. Dyer County deputies were called to a home about a baby abandoned in the front yard, strapped in a car seat. 2 hours later, the sheriff's office identified the children, named 3 people they wanted to talk to. Just after 11 p.m. Tuesday, 4 bodies were found in Lake County. Those bodies were identified yesterday as the people that deputies had been looking for. And today, the TBI named Austin Drummond as the suspect in this investigation. We begin our live team coverage with Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson in Dyer County. So, Daniel, the TBI told us yesterday they thought this crime was isolated and there was no immediate threat to the public. Are they still saying that tonight?
So, Daryl, to you and for those at home, I'll give you the facts and let you do the math. They say they believe that this was a targeted attack. They believe that it was isolated, but they say they also believe that he killed 4 people. You put all of that together, they say they don't know what he'll do if he gets himself in a tight squeeze.
No kidding.
The
Beware.
details, while still scarce, are starting to form in the quadruple homicide that ended in this wooded area on Carrington Road in Lake County, 2 hours north of Memphis. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Thursday naming this man, 28-year-old Austin Robert Drummond, as a suspect in the murder of 4 people Tuesday. Multiple law enforcement agencies spent Thursday looking for Drummond. The TBI saying all of the people killed were family members of a 7-month-old abandoned but found safe in Dyersburg hours before the bodies were found. The baby's parents, 20-year-old Adriana Williams and 21-year-old James Wilson, along with 38-year-old Courtney Rose, the baby's grandmother, and the baby's uncle, 15-year-old Brayden Williams, all dead. Thursday, we got a little more insight into the suspect's possible connection to the victims. A woman who identified herself as Rose's sister-in-law saying in a Facebook post, the suspect at one time dated Rose's sister. She wrote, quote, "Yes, he was close to our family. Yes, we cared about him and thought he cared about us. He has literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids every time he has been around us until this point. He has been amazing to our niece. We never expected him to cause any harm to anyone, much less anyone in our family," end quote. Drummond is now on the Tennessee Most Wanted list. People around West Tennessee and beyond are alert
We didn't know if he was a threat to everybody or just them.
and calling this tragedy sobering.
Stay strong, hold on to who you got tight.
So what you did not hear in that piece was any mention of that abandoned baby. Well, that may be because the TBI has nothing to do with that investigation. Meanwhile, if you know where Drummond is, you're asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND or your local law enforcement, DG.
Yeah, but Daniel, just to be clear, we were told that baby was safe with family members. That was the latest report.
Yes, that baby is safe with family members. But yeah, the TBI has nothing to do with that particular case or any of the investigation associated with it.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. So let's see what the cards have to say about this. What went down? Why was this senseless murder? Why did it happen? I mean, it's just like these non-stop cases these days. Okay. Why did he do it? Whoops, this might be a little too close to my screen. Why did he do it? Let's see. Got the strangest sound going going on outside. I don't know what a UFO sounds like, but if I could guess, I'd say that's what it sounds like. Really weird. Okay. So why did he kill? 9 of Wands is, at the end of your journey, at the end of your rope, could not think clearly. This is like not, clear thinking, not really being open with your language, your communication, and this is hidden. Like he was really struggling, and um, possible mental health issues are showing up here, and that this family would not have had a clue. Yes, 8 of Swords. So really struggling, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress that this family clearly had no knowledge of. They didn't know how much he was struggling here. Let's see what else. So we've got did not feel was not stable, 2 of Pentacles upright is about finding balance, and he was not stable. He could not find balance. He clearly, I mean, I guess they didn't see the signs. It sounds like if they trusted him, everything's coming up in reverse here. We've got, very, young, emotional person who, was reflecting on, I don't think he really even knew himself. I think he was really lost, really, really lost emotionally. Something about his childhood here was being dug up, about some trauma around childhood. So I'm just not sure if this triggered anything within him, but he looks emotionally unstable is what I'm getting. What was the motive behind all of it? Austin Drummond killing this family. Resistance. Resistance to what? Give me more, please, Spirit. Stagnation. Resistance. Stagnation in reversed. Stagnation in reverse. Resistance, stagnation in reverse. Resistance, stagnation in reverse. Resistance and stagnation in, there you go, hidden organized crime. Hidden organized crime. Okay. Was this something to do? Water. You've got water and ice. Water and ice. Organized crime. Okay, I need more. I need more now. What is this resistance about, Spirit? What is this resistance about? Okay, so there was hidden deception, betrayal. Okay, so he might have been hired to do this. This is really interesting. To get access while in jail to this family through this corrections officer, the sister. I mean, this was another one that fell out, but I want to see only the ones that flip. Give me more on this resistance. He was resisting hidden deception and betrayal. Well, I want more on this organized crime. Hidden deception. Hidden deception. He did not want to do this. When the high priestess is in reverse, it's like you're working counterintuitively to your inner calling, to your higher knowing. Four of Swords. And it's Four of Swords. Let's get some more. I feel like he might have been threatened in jail about this. I don't know. It's really far-fetched. But this is, I'm just telling you what the cards are saying with this organized crime. Give me more on this organized crime. You will be playing a different role. Yeah, he, upon getting out, would maybe need to do something to prove himself to the king. Unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Scales, keep your life in balance. Remember I said he had no balance. So I feel like maybe this was a threat where he was hired by the gang, which is, if this proves to be the case, what was going down with that family with respect to this gang? Because that is a very interesting sidebar that while I wondered about it, really didn't think it would come up or show up. So let's try a couple more here. What is with this organized crime? What is with this organized crime? Okay, dismemberment. Okay, so something they were trying to undo. Something they were trying to undo. Was one of these people a witness? A science experiment. Doesn't have to be literal. It's something. There is a drug connection. There is a drug connection with this organized crime and trying to dismantle. Oh, were these people was somebody involved with anger? Okay, anger. Was somebody involved in this family with reporting the drug crimes? That's sort of what I'm getting here. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, was somebody report this gangs? Somebody was curious and looking into questioning and observing the gangs, and the scales can also be the drugs, right? Especially considering it's on top of, what looks like some hardcore drug labs. Wow. So somebody in the family might have been asking questions and was getting too close. was getting too close. He wanted a new life when he was getting out. He wanted a new life. Wow. Okay, let me give me some more about this. What was the motive? What was the motive? What was the motive? That's what I'm getting. This is what we're getting here and now. Here and now, the past and the future. Yeah, he was in the middle of, he was trying to forge a new life. And I feel like he was given the ultimatum right now, prove yourself. Prove that you're going to act, because this one fell out. You're going to act. You're going to act and prove to us your loyalty, that you're going to be in this gang, but you're going to be in it from outside of prison, which gives you a different role, which puts you, you know, you need to be loyal to the gang. And there might have been somebody observing in this family and curious and asking questions about the gang's involvement in the drugs and the rugs. That's just what these cards are saying. Let's get some more. What's to do with this organized crime? Yeah. 8 of Swords. Somebody felt like they couldn't get away. Like he felt like he didn't have a choice. Maybe he was threatened, his life or theirs. Yeah, a new beginning. He wanted a new beginning. And maybe he had to prove himself. That's what I'm getting. That he had to prove himself so that he could take his new life with him. This new beginning, this promise of a new life with him without consequence from this gang. He might have felt like he didn't have a choice, although this guy doesn't seem to seemingly look like he needs a lot of coercion and convincing. Yeah, 9 of Wands. So there was some communication about him having to defend the gang. There was some communication, a new start about him having to defend the gang. That was his role. That was his role. Wow. So someone in the family, according to this, was asking questions about his involvement with the gang and about the gang's involvement in drugs, and the gang didn't like that. Okay, everybody. Love and light. Have a great day.